we drag our asses all this way. This is the welcome we get.
Final Fantasy VII is perhaps the greatest story ever told, if not the greatest game ever conceived. Though its initial release was long ago, echoes of its greatness reverberate in today's current age. I know that I do not speak for myself when I say that this game had a huge impact on my childhood days of RPG gaming, and it also gave birth to my immense love for RPGs. Regarded as a cult classic, no other Final Fantasy comes close to the likes of 7. And this is easy to conclude considering the endless spin-offs and attempts of continuing and adding more to its amazing lore and even more amazing world. No other Final Fantasy has been treated this way. Yes, some other installments have continued on with their stories, but none like the tale of Cloud and his party who seek to defend the planet. Years having passed since its original release, fans have yearned to see the story restored and upgraded into the standards of modern time. Well, Square Enix heard our cries, and our gamer prayers were answered. At long last, the moment that we have awaited for has arrived, and the Final Fantasy Remake is upon us. It's been a very long time coming, but it is finally here, and I must admit that it exceeded my expectations. For at first, I detested the notion of bringing so much change to this legendary game that was not in need of much alteration at all in the first place. Stubborn as I may be, I decided to lion up and proceed without bias, and once my pre-existing prejudice was put on halt, I found myself really enjoying this game for what it is, binging for hours upon hours, and not only for the sake of this review's completion. Final Fantasy VII is without a doubt a precious memory nestled both within the hearts and minds of gamers, especially my own. So it is with great excitement that I present to you my review for Final Fantasy VII, the Remake.
This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako. It doesn't rest, and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you?
To all those who have played the original game, worry not. Though the story here is fairly altered, most fans will remember a lot of it, for it is a reimagining, though told in a very different way. Being a hardcore Final Fantasy VII fan, hearing news of these changes at first had me in cahoots and shaking my head. But after spending some time in this remade world, I find it to be quite satisfying to bear witness to numerous perspectives that were not or simply could not be expressed in the original game. Square Enix brings to life numerous scenarios that seem to have occurred behind the scenes in the original game. I find this to be really refreshing and an exciting way to add more to the story. These scenes serve to enrich what was already great, as well provide the gamer with the opportunity to forge emotional attachment towards the NPCs in the game. This worked out well because when things actually went down, I could actually feel sorrow accumulating in my gamer heart, as if I had grown attached to much of the cast. A heads up for all gamers who played this long ago, this reimagining derails from the original path taken in '97. It was almost as if it was in a parallel universe of sorts where everything went differently. Not surprising considering Nomura was the one who worked on this project. He must be obsessed with parallel universes and quantum physics, eh? Now just to reiterate, some of the things that occurred in this story are very different. And if you are a hardcore fan of the original, the pretty graphics might not help ease the disappointment of departing from the original narrative. That being said, if you can manage to get past that, there is a great game awaiting you here. At least in my opinion. The story is broken down into chapters, 18 in total, and it transitions very smoothly. I actually want to say that it was done better here compared to the original game. Areas felt bigger than they were in the original, and this game is nowhere near Final Fantasy 15 and 13's way of traversing from place to place, but rather a fusion of the two, made into something way better. From beginning to end, I enjoyed the story and was thoroughly impressed by its rebirth and retelling. Though everything does not occur exactly as it did in the original version, this modified one will become just as legendary as its senior, and there is absolutely no doubt about it.
Who's there? Door! Oh, wait! It's over!
That's my line.
No longer does Cloud and his party have to stay in one place waiting their turns to strike. Adapting a modern take on things for combat, Final Fantasy VII Remake has made battle a whole lot more exciting and tactical. The battle system reminds me of, again, a mixture of Final Fantasy 13, 15, and also a hint of Kingdom Hearts sprinkled on top. All of these put together were refined as something brand new and perhaps never before seen in RPG gaming. It was a very unique system that of course took some time to familiarize myself with, but once I did, I found myself having an awesome time. You attack with your weak melee attacks as your ATB gauge slowly builds. Once your ATB gauge is full, you get the option to either use one of your new gnarly skills in the game that is earned by increasing your weapon's proficiency. This was one of my new favorite additions in the remake because it gave each character their own individuality, almost as if they had their own specific roles or classes in combat, opposed to everyone feeling as if they were the same like in the old game and only having limit breaks to really set them apart. Some of these animations look absolutely amazing, especially Tifa's Star Shower ability. Just wow. It looks so dope. Other than skills, you can also use items and magic, as well as pressing the triangle button to do a character-specific action. Though I thought that battle was an innovation, I found myself getting rather frustrated because the ATB gauge would just take too long to charge, even when I used haste. This made some fights tough because even when you dodge attacks, which takes incredible timing, you can still take damage, and enemies don't even seem to have an ATB gauge like Cloud, so you will be in need of constant healing. I wish the party members not being in direct control could act independently, but they only do so when a materia is equipped to make them do it. You can switch between party members on the fly at no expense, but this will require you to have constant awareness of your party and have constant awareness of your foes. Your skills can be disrupted before you execute them, causing your long wait of the ATB gauge to be in vain, which pissed me off quite often, and causing you to expend your gauge and whatever MP it costs without the execution of the action. This does not steal away from the game too much, but positioning will be very important and strategy will be required. So don't go thinking that you could be like Sora and mash that attack button, for you shall perish, and you shall perish swiftly. Oh yeah, by the way, though the limit break gauge also takes forever in a day to charge, they look absolutely stupendous and will save you constantly. Summons also make a return and are better than ever as they assist you in battle with selectable skills of their own as well as their signature special moves. Though they only appear sparingly like in Final Fantasy 15. Though this may be the case here, they always happen to appear right when you need them. So no complaints over here at all. Lastly, despite the complaints that I have heard, I found the lengthy boss battles to be quite entertaining and actually made me feel like I was up against a mighty foe that far surpassed the underlings. My only thing is that some bosses were very annoying. Not that they were too hard, but annoying due to how some of them had to be stopped. You can stagger foes in this game by exposing them to their weaknesses, but I found that to be extremely tedious to do sometimes. So be sure to amply be prepared when up against these bosses, because you're in for a doozy, fellow gamers. Overall, it was awesome to experience battles, full of both excitement and thrill, plus amazing cinematic fights. You will find yourself not even playing as Cloud because all of these characters are awesome. This is by far one of the best battle systems I have ever seen in an RPG.
Aerith's up there waiting for us.
Then we better get a move on, huh?
Ready?
Final Fantasy VII Remake is by far one of the most beautiful games that I have ever seen. Oh my goodness, this game is so stunning. I felt like the game never ever looked bad at all, and it was as if the game was rendered in high definition for the entirety of the game. All the characters looked absolutely amazing, and the towns were even more breathtaking. Square Enix definitely outdid themselves, and witnessing how magnificent everything looked, I kind of understand why development took so long and why this game is being released in installations. Kind of. And just when I thought that the standard graphics looked amazing, when actual cinematic cutscenes occurred, it looked even greater. Words are a complete injustice when attempting to express how pretty this game looks. It robbed me of my breath time and time again. All of the moves, stunning. All the character models, stunning. Even enemies of old make a return looking better than ever. I could not help but crack a smile when seeing familiar faces, be they foe or ally. And not to forget to mention that the soundtrack is out of this world. So many remixes to our all-time favorite themes made this all the more greater. Initially, I was fearful that all these changes would distort what I remembered and loved so much. But I can easily say, as legendary as the original title was, this is definitely the version that you want to play. Wait, hold on, I know what you're thinking. I want you all to understand that my standards for gaming, RPGs especially, are extremely high. It would take a lot more than graphics and flashy moves to impress me. So please, believe me when I say that, if you love RPGs, and if you played this game in the past, pick this up. You will not be disappointed, gamers. Dare I say that this is a masterpiece, and the best RPG that you will play in this current generation. Believe it. This remake certainly exceeded my expectations. Despite my complaints, I played this game for roughly 12 hours a day, starting at its release midnight on Friday, all the way until Wednesday afternoon, the day that I beat it. Never getting bored or tired. I damn near have a headache from playing this game so long. With the addition of new materia, skills, more weapons, new scenes, and new features in general, this is a game that you do not want to miss at all. I played the game on normal, which was quite a challenge, and finished all side quests and beat the game at about 50 hours in. So worry not, for this is a standalone game, with an intro, a climax, and a fantastic end. It breaks my heart only that it ends right outside of Midgar alone. Despite my complaints about combat and bosses, and though modern ideas of gaming are added in the game, such as fetch quests and go take out these monsters over there for me missions, they are completely optional and can be skipped if one chooses, and does not steal from the game much. Believe me when I say that I eagerly await the chapters that will follow. And though I feel that it's unfortunate that we must cough up $60 for each chapter that follows, I still give Final Fantasy VII The Remake a perfect score of 5 out of 5. Now go get it ASAP. Hey, thank you for watching my review. Did you agree with my thoughts about the game? Please be sure to share your opinions down below. And also, if you enjoyed the content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more RPGs. It will mean a lot to me. I appreciate you all and your time. As always, stay tuned for more RPGs. Over and out. Still there? Seems like you enjoyed my content. Well, if that's the case, check out these other 2 videos. I'm sure that you'll enjoy them too. Thank you for your time and support. It means the world to me. Later, gamers.